Traveling Unplugged, Season 1, Around the World. And action!
Would you believe me? Would you listen if I told you that there is a love that makes a way and never holds you back? So won't you break free? Won't you break free? Get up and dance and here's the love.
Okay, you should be getting this by now. I just graduated from high school, got myself an around the world ticket, and right now I'm cruising around the world, exploring it to its max. I've been to India, Thailand, Kuala Lumpur, and right now I'm in Australia. I started off in Perth, went down to Adelaide, Melbourne, up to Sydney, and currently I am in Brisbane with my Uncle Greg and his awesome family. Whew, I've already got up to so much in Brisbane. Let's check. I went to Movie World.
You smell like a fresh cut bunch of flowers.
Went on some huge rides there, got some really cool food.
Custard slice.
I went to Surfers Paradise, caught some awesome waves. And right now, I'm about to go camping on the beach. Hey, this is Traveling Unplugged. So just off of the coast of Brisbane, there is a huge island called Stradbroke Island. Stephanie's boyfriend, he had a huge 4x4. And what we did was we all threw in all the camping stuff and we were gone. Oh, it is. Would you be so kind and tell me where we're going?
We're going to North Stradbroke Island, or is it south?
North. No, in Australia, right? And here's our man. And then we were on the road cruising to the ferry. It was so cool in the car. We're just having a crazy good time, having fun with my camera, taking silly pictures of ourselves. Then our first stop was the ferry stop. We had to go, get our tickets, sort out all the expenses and stuff. Then Drew took his car, straight onto the ferry, and there we go. It was the start of our big weekend.
Once we got to Stradbroke Island, we had to get a campsite.
I think this was one of the coolest parts about the whole camping on the beach thing, was the actual getting there.
Now this is where the exciting part came in.
Driving on the beach was such a cool, different experience.
We had to cruise along the beach.
Eventually we got to a place
that's pitch black
where Drew said he's gonna have to let the air out of the tires. Otherwise, hey, if his tires are too hard, apparently we could get stuck. Okay, so let's take the factors into consideration. We're on the beach. Hey, there is no electricity. It's pitch dark, and we need to set up our campsite. Da-da-da, here we go. Everyone was off, doing their own little mission. The ladies are in charge. They're putting in the pegs.
We all found wood.
And Bart had to dig a hole for the fire. It's over there, oh no. Ah, it was so nice. The next morning was so slow.
We woke up to amazing sounds of the birds.
So there's a big picture of what our camp looks like. Stradbroke Island. Look at his tracks. These are the tracks. Tires was nice. I went down to the beach. The girls went for a smooth run. And just sitting around, I guess that's what you're doing camping, relax. And one of the greatest joys of camping,
we had to clean up the campsite.
Luckily it went like
this. Nah, actually it did take quite a while.
So I got to ride on the beach the night before, but now it was actually cool riding in the morning, actually being able to see with the sun up. So we were just cruising along the beach. I was hanging out of the window and just, oh, the wind just rushing in my hair. Ah, it was smooth. It was actually really cool.
The island is about 38 kilometers long, so we had a lot of beach space to ride on.
Then we got to a little petrol station. We had to pump up the tires again, and I had some good fun at this petrol station. There was this dog there. We had the soccer ball, and you could throw it in the air, and the dog would just run and boom, we would just whack the ball. Boom! Whoa! And the best part was when I had a tennis ball, I just keep bouncing it, and even if the ball was about 30 centimeters away from the dog's mouth, we'd just like shoot forward and try to catch this ball.
Look at that! It's not even close.
We went for a good buffet lunch, and we just sat there looking out at the ocean. This beach, which was between these cliffs.
Oh man, the beaches here are so amazing.
As I was walking though, I heard
No kidding, when you walk on the sand, it goes squeak, squeak,
squeaking. That's how clean it was.
Yeah, it squeaks. It is so awesome.
I was just standing on the rock. As we were driving along the road, there was a sign with a kangaroo on it. Yeah, I'm definitely in Australia. One of the guys came out with his jet ski. Apparently it's a 10-minute trip from Brisbane straight over to Stradbroke Island. So we all got a shot at riding this jet ski.
Woo! So we all had a blast on the jet ski.
The number one game was
Toss me off the back of the jet ski.
the back person would just have to sit on there, and you'd have to try hold on, and they would cruise, and imagine at 80 kilometers per hour, and all of a sudden they would just flick this jet ski, and hello, I think you're going to be going more that way than staying on the jet ski.
Luckily the water was actually pretty warm, so it wasn't such a hectic swim. Hey, on the note of water, it was sparkling clean. Another cool thing, we all got turns on this jet ski, so some funny moments.
But yeah, he was on the jet ski. He didn't even manage to flick off. He flicked both of them off, and they tipped the jet ski right over. Whoosh! Both Ryan and I went flying that time. We're just both going so fast, and I think we're actually going to tip, so we both rather just jumped off.
When you're cruising along at 80 kilometers per hour and the guy wobbles and then you just slams and I don't want to pull him off, you jump off.
From there we went to a fish takeaway shop on Stradbroke Island because it was almost time for us to catch the ferry back. So we got our fish. I think I got myself
Calamari, so that was good.
And there we go.
We had to catch the ferry back.
So we just left Straddy on a barge back to the mainland again.
Okay, had a good ferry ride back, got home, and it still wasn't over. Even when we got home, we still had to clean up the car, and we had to be vacuuming and all of that stuff. It was cool. The day ended off with a gorgeous sunset.
Cheers, no worries.
Greg and them lived in Brisbane, not more than 2 kilometers away. There was this huge church, and keeping up with my whole mission of seeing different churches, this was the perfect place for me. I went there one Sunday night, and there was a speaker. Her name was Christine Kane. She was a lady from Sydney. Whoa! She just like pumped me up with passion. I was like, wow, blown away.
To live life passionately.
I mean, whatever you do, do it
Passionately.
That was a big one for me. Don't devalue the now moment.
And we miss our very destiny because we devalue the now moment.
I mean, you can imagine on my travels, I'm looking ahead and yeah, I'm going still to America, I'm going to be going to Europe and stuff, and it's so easy to get in that rut where I was just like, oh, it's going to be so cool when I get there, so cool when I get there, so cool. And this just kind of like cleansed my mind and just like whacked me back on track. It's like, yeah.
Whatever you do it passionately.
Then at the end, there was some awesome singing. So about the surprise I was talking about.
But now you want to know the really exciting part.
Picture this.
I walk in one night,
Trotting in, normal night, hi. Ooh.
and guess who's standing in the lounge? My mother! I was shocked out of my mind.
Wow.
I was actually quite emotional, but
I'd only been away for about 4 months, so it's not actually that long. But in the back of my mind was, okay, I'm only seeing my family again in 11 months. So seeing my mom there, whoa.
here's the big one. Ding, 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 ding.
I was wasting no time to start the action with my mom. So the next day, myself, my mom, and Auntie Alison, we went to
SeaWorld. Now, SeaWorld here in Brisbane is huge. They got polar bears, they got shark cages, dolphins, you name it. Yeah, so here it is. SeaWorld.
Yep, we had to do all the administrative things, get in, pay our tickets, yada yada, but then it was cool, we're A4 into SeaWorld.
As we walked into SeaWorld, we were blasted with the cuteness from these tiny little penguins. Beep, beep. And then they would all go beep, beep, and flap their little wings. Yep.
A really cool thing about SeaWorld, they didn't just have all these animal exhibits where you just see the animals. It actually had a purpose, so like in the case of the pelicans, they were actually rescued injured pelicans. So, to be considered one of the most intelligent of animals, their often friendly appearance and seemingly playful attitude, hey, obviously they're popular with the human culture. And it was cool at SeaWorld, you could go down and play with the dolphins and touch them and feed them.
Quest for the golden seal.
Went to a seal show.
This was just a really good seal show. You know the whole picture you always see of seals here balancing a ball on their nose, and whoa, they would actually swim with this ball just balancing on their nose, and then they'd shoot out of the water. They got this lady out of the audience. They were just having fun with her, and she was cute. She started dancing with them and stuff. Yet at one stage, she had to feed the seal. Yay, let's give her a huge slimy squid. Oh, she put her hand out. They slapped it on her hand, took it out of the hand, and she just had to mesh it all around. One thing she did really good though, she had this awesome toss, straight into the seal's mouth. This one part, this lady kept on pretending to touch the seal, and every time she touched it, the seal was like, and it would just make all these funny noises. And then all the seals, they got into the water. One little fin came up, and they were just circling her, and you can't believe how close they looked to being sharks.
Sure, their intelligence is phenomenal. They've even been used by the US Navy in San Diego to detain scuba divers.
I could have just stood here the whole day watching the polar bears. There were two, a boy and a girl. They were sharing such playful affection. And they were just so alive in the water. I never knew polar bears could swim that well.
The polar bears were awesome.
This huge polar bear. Whoa, he would dive off of a rock.
It was phenomenal. Take this in mind. He could have weighed from about 300 to 600 kilograms and flip into the water. Hey, the polar bears were really at home in the water. Taking into consideration that their head is relatively small and they have a long tapered body to streamline it for swimming.
Oh, they were just playing so much. One of them would constantly go to the wall and then push and flip back.
And then you'd come right up against the glass, and this is the part I was like, what? He'd go up, boom, boom, fly under, and he just looked like this big chubby balloon.
A bit about these two polar bears, their names are Hudson and Nelson, and they came all the way from the wilds of Canada. Now SeaWorld wants to keep it natural for them, so they provide stimulation through an enriched, naturalistic environment, like things including the deep water, logs, gravel for digging, a variety of foods, and there's even simulated rain. So yeah, with all that natural stimulation, all they actually wanted to do was simply play with each other. Wow, I was so intrigued by this. You had the guy and his gorgeous lady, and they were playing and going crazy, and yet he was so big, but he was so tender and gentle with her, and they were sharing the most gorgeous affection for each other.
Then we went to Shark Bay.
There's so many sharks swimming all over the show.
But about Shark Bay, It is really a system of artificial lagoons which allows the sharks to be viewed from both above the water and underwater. That was the really cool part. You could actually go down and then you'd see these huge sharks come flying past you and gritting their teeth and stuff. And there's actually some really dangerous sharks in this tank. There was the dangerous tiger sharks and bull sharks. And yeah, it's a given that sharks are dangerous, but that's not the only part of them. Like, we just see them as these mean creatures. Hey, they've been known to engage in playful activities. Some sharks have been seen repeatedly rolling in seaweed and having fun like that.
And we went to this pool where you could actually touch the sea creatures. And I got these stunning shots right over my mom's shoulder with these stingrays just swimming around right beneath her. And they had this awesome area for the kids where the water was just shooting up out of the ground. It was so cool having my mama there, because now I had a cameraman as well.
We ate a lot.
It was really cool doing all this stuff at SeaWorld. It gave my ma and I a chance to just catch up on what you've been doing the last 4 months, and then talking about what's been happening in South Africa and what I've been doing on my travels, but getting to actually talk about it face to face.
Like, I've been on a roller coaster here, that was awesome. And I was sitting just in front of my mother, and she was filming the ride. Oh, this is so cool. Cruising up, then there was this good little dip. And then the real fun started. And you just heard my mom behind the camera.
How was that one, man? It's a wild ride. And I got to go on so many of these wild rides. Now, it was so cool. My mom and Allison, hey, the ladies could relax, just stand on the side, film Byron, and Byron could go, yeah! I could go crazy on all the rides by myself.
It was time for the dolphin show.
Come flying at you in the camera, like flying at you.
Well, this show is truly going to showcase the wonders of dolphins. Firstly, they introduced us to all the trainers, and then it was time for the big show.
Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, so what can I say? It was incredible. The trainers would simply just stand on the side, just blowing whistles and stuff, and these dolphins knew exactly what to do.
Dolphin surfing! Woo! Oh, and there was this really cute dolphin. He jumped up out of the water, and using his tail, he's just doing all these spins. And then later, he was skiing the dolphins when he had 2 dolphins and he was standing on both of them. Whoa. Okay, so I'm at SeaWorld. There's a lot of water around. Obviously, they'd have some water rides. So I got to go on this huge water ride. It would just drop down. The coolest ride though was this humpy ride. It would go up and down, up and down. Ski World Show. Oh, they did some big things. There was this huge ramp and they would fly up on this ramp and do these crazy tricks.
And often there would be like more than one person just on the rope. They even went up to 4 people at one stage. And the incredible part, they were hardly bailing at all. Cool stuff they did. They ski barefoot. They even went backwards barefoot. I was like, wow, that's incredible. And hey, any good show, there's got to be the fails. So yeah, these guys are pros, but they were also falling every now and again, like this guy on this chair.
And then to finish our day off at SeaWorld, they had this huge pyramid. Adios. Now, I've already done the Gold Coast in Brisbane. Now with my mom and Auntie Alison and Uncle Greg, we went to the Sunshine Coast. We went past the Aussie Zoo, and as we got there was this tiny little wombat on a leash. So I just sat there stroking the little wombat. So we just went exploring these quaint little towns. And then we went past a surfer spot. Yes, and we had the surfboards on us.
Surf's up!
So my Uncle Greg and I,
Whoa, we just rushed down and we jumped into the ocean. One thing, the waves were actually really tiny, so I was battling to get up. But luckily my Uncle Greg was a bit of a pro, so he was showing me. Nonetheless, it was fun just keep on trying to get onto these waves. And eventually, yeah, I was up and cruising. Wouldn't be a very long ride, but yeah, I got my surfing for the day. And eventually, with too many goosebumps all over my body, I had to get out the water.
whew, we were so tired after all that surfing. So we went to this fun restaurant, and outside there was this guy hanging off the ledge holding a rope. It was just a statue, but I was pretending to try to lift him off. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to me. Yeah! I was having my 18th birthday in Brisbane, and I was sharing my birthday with my uncle there. Had a good birthday around the table. That was awesome. So it was our last night in Brisbane. I had a lot of packing up to do, just getting all my clothes and my bags ready for the rest of my journey. Yeah, I'm moving on to New Zealand with my mother. Once we get to New Zealand, we're going to be getting a camper van, and then we're going to go cruising around exploring New Zealand. One crazy experience awaits us though. We're traveling along this beach. The sun is going down and the tide is coming up, and boom! Next thing, the camper van gets dead stuck in the sand. So no worries,